Hello everyone, I am Amol Balkawade. I am a faculty in the Food Processing Department at IHM Mumbai. On the occasion of Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav, we at the college are recreating a few traditional Maharashtrian dishes. The dish which I am going to showcase today is Kala mutton. Kala mutton, as the name suggests, is black mutton curry. And the black color over here is obtained by char grilling or roasting dry coconut and onion over charcoal or over open flame. This preparation is slightly spicy because we are going to use chilies in two forms. We are going to use green chili as well as the Bedgi chili, which is a spicy variety of chili. This preparation is found all over the state of Maharashtra, but predominantly in the Khandesh region of Maharashtra. This dish is usually had with jawar bhakri or plain boiled rice. Now, I will start off with the preparation. So here are the ingredients for the Kala mutton. We will be using mutton along with a lot of spices. We will be converting the green coriander into a green masala. For that, we are using a combination of green coriander plus green chilies, some ginger and some garlic. The green coriander over here, as we have taken the stalks of the coriander along with the leaves of the coriander. You have to wash the coriander thoroughly and then roughly chop it up and then grind it to a fine paste. We are going to use this green masala paste for marinating the mutton. To this masala paste, we will be adding in turmeric powder and salt for taste. Along with that, we will also be adding some yogurt. When you are adding yogurt, make sure that the yogurt is properly whisked. I am using a whisk over here to combine the yogurt with all the spices and the green masala. To this green masala paste, we will be adding in the mutton and then we will marinate the mutton at least for an hour. For better results, you can even marinate the mutton overnight. While the mutton being marinated, the mutton has to be kept in a refrigerator. Make sure that the mutton is evenly coated in the green masala paste. The more time the mutton spends in this masala paste, better will be the flavor of your dish. And the color of the dish will also improve if you use this particular masala paste. Now, to cook the mutton, we have taken a heavy bottom pan and we have added oil to the pan. Again, we are using excess oil over here because the oil will form a tarri or a layer of oil on top of your cooked mutton gravy. The base of this mutton is going to be chopped red onion. So, we are going to brown the onions properly. The onions over here are finely chopped. It also matters how well you chop the onions. If the onions are not chopped properly or evenly, they will not brown properly. The idea is that by the time the mutton is cooked, the onions will be completely disintegrated. Once the onions turn golden brown in color, then we will be adding in the marinated mutton which had been brought down to room temperature. You cannot just take the mutton out of the refrigerator and directly put it in the pot of brown onions. If you do that, what will happen is the mutton will start oozing out a lot of water, which is not required, neither it is desired. So, the mutton will be first brought down to room temperature and only then we will add in the mutton to the brown onions. We will sear the mutton in this hot mixture for a few minutes, and once the mutton starts oozing out its own water, then we will add in some extra water, additional water to the pot and will cover the vessel and will allow the mutton to cook. Now, depending on the quality of the mutton will take anywhere between half an hour to up to 1 hour to cook properly. The quality of the mutton depends on the size of the goat. If the goat is small, the mutton will cook fast. If you have a larger animal, the mutton will take long time to cook. If the mutton is not cooking properly, you can also use a pressure cooker for cooking the mutton. Now, we will cover the vessel and allow the mutton to cook. It will take anywhere between half an hour to 1 hour for the mutton to cook. Now, we are going to prepare a spice mix, a special spice mix for preparing this particular preparation. We are using cloves, some star anise, peppercorns, along with some black cardamom, which is also known as badyan, We are using some cinnamon sticks along with some Naag kesar. Now this is a very unique spice which is used especially in the southern part of India in various dishes, followed by mace, which is also known as javitri, and some bay leaf. Now we are going to roast these spices. If you are preparing this particular dish or this particular spice mix in bulk, each spice would have been individually dry roasted. Why? Because each spice requires different amount of time for it to cook. In this particular instance, what we have done is we have taken the harder spices depending on the texture, consistency of the spice. We have taken the harder spices. In this case, we took the peppercorn, we took the cinnamon. These are the hard spices. We added them first into the pot because they require more time for the flavors to come out, followed by the lighter spices like bay leaf, coriander seeds. The amount of coriander seeds that we add to this particular masala mix or spice mix is more as compared to any other spice. Coriander is a mild flavored spice, so that's why the proportion of coriander is much more as compared to other spices. We are going to dry roast these spices very well. When you are dry roasting the spices, you have to keep in mind that the flame has to be at a medium. If you try dry roasting spices on a high flame, the spices will burn before the aroma or the flavors of the spices can come out. So this step is absolutely essential. Next, we will be adding in some white sesame seeds, which are also known as till seeds. We are going to cook these till seeds. An indication that the till seeds are done is that they begin to pop. They start popping out of the pan. We are going to keep on mixing the masalas together so that they do not get overcooked and they do not burn. Now in the briefing I told you that we are adding the spicy variety of chili, which is the Bedgi variety of chili. Bedgi is a spicy variety of chili. It is much more spicier than your Kashmiri red chili. It is known for its spiciness. You can use any other spicy chili as well. You can use the Guntur chili as well. Here we are using the locally available Bedgi chili. Dry roast the chilies well, and then we will allow the mixture to cool down and then grind it to a very fine powder. So there is no need to be in a hurry. You can take your time, but the thing of essence is that your masalas should not burn. Keep on turning them around, so that they do not remain in the same spot for a longer period of time. If they remain in the same spot for a long period of time, they are bound to burn. And if the masalas burn, your spice mix will get a burnt flavor, which in turn will make your eventual dish taste bitter. Overcooking of spices is never ever advised. Once the masalas are cooked, we will transfer them onto a plate. We will cool them down to room temperature and then we will grind them in the mixer to get a fine powder. Here we are making the Kala Masala or the Black Masala, which gives the dish its name. And for the Kala Masala, the key ingredient is dry coconut. The dry coconut over here, as I said initially, can be charred on charcoal or it can be done on wood fire. Or in this case, what we are doing is we have kept the piece of dry coconut directly on the burner and we have lighted the burner, switched on the flame. Because the coconut on its own contains a lot of oil, the coconut catches fire. Okay, and the outer surface of the coconut starts charring, starts blackening. This is what will give the black color to your masala. Again, it is essential to make sure that the coconut does not completely burn off. If it gets completely burned off, your gravy again will get a bitter flavor. So controlling the temperature, controlling the cooking degree to which you cook the spices and the coconut is very important over here. The outer surface of the coconut and the onion have to be charred, but from the interior it has to be white. If it is burnt from the center as well, your gravy is bound to get a bitter flavor. This is how the coconut will look after you have charred it. I am trying to remove the outer peel of the onion which has burnt off. Keep on turning the onion around so that it gets evenly charred from all the sides. Once it has evenly charred from all the sides, then we will transfer it onto a plate. We will cut off the bud of the onion and the head of the onion. We will chop up the coconut and the onion together, and along with water we will grind it to make a thick paste. This paste is what gives the kala masala its unique flavor as well as its unique taste. Without this you cannot make the kala masala. This is how your kala masala and the special spice mix looks after you have ground it. The mutton has already spent around 45 minutes on the flame and it is almost done. Now we are going to prepare the last part of the gravy, which is why the gravy will get its traditional and characteristic kala color or black color. For making this, for this particular step, we usually use a cast iron pot. Here we are using a iron kadai. We will heat up oil in this kadai and then we will be adding in the kala masala to this kadai. Now the iron, the material that we are using, will also impart its own unique color and flavor to the dish. Traditionally, the mutton is cooked in a cast iron pot, and that is why we are using a cast iron pot over here as well. It is usually done on a live wood fire. Okay. We call it chool. In Marathi, we call it the chool, which is the traditional Indian clay stove, wherein wood is burnt and the vessels are kept on top. After the masala goes in, we have added some red chilli powder. This will add on to the spiciness of the gravy. As I said initially, this particular dish is going to be very spicy. So we will be cooking the masala along with the red chilli powder. This step is also very important. If we just add the mutton directly into this ready masala now, you will get the raw flavor of the red chilli. To avoid that, we will cook the masala thoroughly until the masala starts oozing oil, and then we will be adding in the spice mix. Now these small things do matter a lot. We cannot add the spice mix initially itself into the kala masala because the spice mix contains ingredients which have been pre-cooked. They have already been cooked. If you add the spice mix at this stage, what will happen is, because we are overcooking the spices, the gravy may turn bitter. To avoid all this from happening, we will wait for the kala masala to cook, that is the oil begins to separate, and only then will we add the ready spice mix. The spice mix is also the ingredient which gives this particular dish its unique flavor. The kala masala gives the color and the spice mix gives the unique spicy flavor to this dish. Now combine the spice mix with the coconut mixture. Again cook it for a few seconds until the oil separates out completely from the masala. Again make sure that you do not overcook the masala. Once the oil separates out from the masala, then we will add in the mutton, that is the already cooked mutton or the almost cooked mutton, to this particular masala. You can see the oil has completely separated out, and then we will be adding in the mutton to this particular mixture, and we will allow the mutton to incorporate this masala completely. This masala and the mutton, the cooked mutton along with its green mutton, will in combination will give the kala masala its unique flavor. So combine everything properly together. Ideally, we cover the vessel after this thing is done and then allow the mutton to steam on a very low flame for another 5 to 10 minutes. Combine the masala well and the mutton well. All of this is being done on a low flame. You cannot cook it on a high flame because the chances of the mutton burning increase a lot or exponentially. So we are doing all of this on a low flame. Keep on mixing the masala properly. You can cover the vessel, and then once the mutton is done, you traditionally serve this particular dish with either boiled rice, or you can serve it with chapati, or you can serve it with some bhakri.